What up? Sitting comfortably here in Libertyville. Mr. TK. Brother, welcome. This is another episode. We're doing a special episode. So this is a New Year's Eve episode. Something in me said, let's do this episode because I was like, again, talking to another brother about end of the year. We really didn't get into that our last episode, talking about, like goals and stuff like that. We were more talking about feelings, traumatic hurt. So I guess I wanted to do one where, we talked about, like what do you see coming? Unfortunately, what we didn't see coming is, you know, two of our brothers, they had to step out. So, we send shout outs to them, of course, and wish them blessings and healing, of course. And hope to see them on the next episode. But until then, I got my guy Mills here. What up, Milton? What's going on with you? How you feeling, man?
Man, what's good, y'all? Man, chilling, man. Wait for that new year, bro. 2026.
Man, it's only a few
Yes,
minutes
sir.
away, I tell you. Only a few minutes away. So for you, what do you see? I guess in 2026, how do you see it going for you, man?
Yeah, consistency, routine. I gotta find a concrete routine to stick to and just commit to it through the year. Hopefully I'll see some results at the end of 2026. That's basically the whole goal. Everything else, I'll figure it out as we go.
Mine is I want to open up not just consistency, but I want to be more consistent in the I guess the more spiritual aspect. You know what I'm saying? I want to open up further
Mm.
in my mind. I want to allow lean on a higher power, as some people would say, be Yahweh, but I want to lean on Yahweh a little bit more in the coming years. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how that work out. But as far as my physical goes, though, I definitely, man, transition I think is real in this year. This year coming up, I feel like it's going to be some type of major transition going from one level to the next. Because I remember, I put it like this. I remember as a teenager, I made $5 an hour. As a young adult, I made probably $7 or $8 an hour. And now, you know what I'm saying, I'm up in double digits, but I'm still not at that level that I want to be at. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that this year,
Mhm.
by the grace and by the mercy of the Lord, I get to step into that next one. You know what I'm saying? That new double digit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at it. But I definitely step into that another level of a personality. And not just personality, of course, lifestyle as well. So my question, because we known each other since 2019, and we was hustling and bustling in.
Facts.
Have you felt a transition within since 2019, 2020, all the way up? Have you felt a series of mature transition in your life? Like you felt like you once used to be a little bit maybe more immature, or you just thought differently. Your perspective was turned a different way. I don't know how to even say it at this point.
It's funny that you even, I could put it all in one, I ain't gonna say put all in one, but it's like, kind of like how you said with the spiritual is one thing, and then you said finance or physical is another. It's kind of the same with that, with 2019 up till now. From 2019 to now, I kid you not, I came a long way mentally, like
Yeah,
mature wise.
yeah,
I swear
yeah.
I did.
I no, I believe you. I
Like
believe you.
I could honestly laugh. I could honestly look back and be like, wow, you got some stories to tell if you wanted to. But also,
Yeah,
I also grown, like, I mean, hey, only if you know type of
yeah,
stuff. Outside of that, I could say it's been like a roller coaster as far as like you said, like when it comes to the jobs and school, it's kind of been like an up and down, but it's always been like it's been a progression ever since. Even if I
yeah,
was going down physically wise, it's like I learned something from it. And I don't really state it so openly because most of the time I kind of keep that to myself and be like, all right, cool. I can do this. But it was one of those like a testimony things where like I could just talk about it and not really have no type of, I ain't gonna say shame because there's nothing to be shame about, but it's like most people won't talk about it, if that makes
yeah.
any sense when it comes to like
No, I
their
hear what you're saying. Yeah,
failures and stuff like that. So I can I can proudly say I've learned a lot from 2020 up till now, even though I don't count 2021 because that was a weird year after 2020
Wasn't
for
it though?
the world.
It really
It
was.
really
I
was.
think I have to say that. And the crazy thing is because 2020 felt like it dogged me out so bad, I wasn't even mad at 2021. Like
Right.
2021 slapped me and I was like, bitch, you know, like that's all I had for 2021. That was it. And then it was 2022 and I was like, okay, here we go. You know, like
Yep.
it was
Yep.
like I had some a bogus dramatic, but I had some type of immunity to
Yeah.
2021.
It's just like we was in the lobby just sitting there for the longest until like they said, "Come on in, finally."
Finally, yes, because everything, of course, you got kicked out in 2020, and you kind of set, like you can set almost in waiting in 2021 for either the shoe to drop again or them, Uncle Sam finally being like, okay, you guys can go back outside. You know how your mama used to tell you you in and you out. Next time you come back up in this house, what's gonna happen? And that is
Yeah.
that is the saying. I remember those days. Don't be slamming my screen door either.
Woo. Even we don't try to. It's
Yeah, I was watching my son at one point. He was in that age where he's getting strength, and he closed the door, he slammed the door, and I could tell in his eyes he closed the door. I was like, bro, you got to start watching your strength now. You know what I'm saying? But I remember nobody told me that. I was just boom.
hmm
I turn around thinking nothing happened, and I get these looks from my aunties and my grandma like, you done lost your mind, boy. What's wrong with you slamming them door? And I'm like, what? But the screen door made a certain slam sound where even then I knew, crap, I slammed the screen door. Yeah, buddy. Many a time about broke my neck to make sure that screen door didn't slam.
man,
Mm-mm.
I know that show.
I mean, speaking of transition, I mean, think about it. Like, really throw back, okay? Because this is a New Year's Eve episode. Why not? So throw it back. Transitioning from going in when the lights came on to, I might come out when the lights come on, or I might just already be staying in. Like, lights on or,
Man.
or off, it don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm in the house anyway, because that's
Yep.
a transition right there. Like the maturity level. Like, and then nowadays you don't even see that. You don't see that with kids. It ain't no come in when the street lights come on. I actually, if ever I ever even saw that from a kid, like, oh, street lights come on, I gotta go in. I admire you, kid, because you got the right path. The rest of them,
Okay.
what I'm saying, is, oh, I hear the birds chirping. It's time to get off the game. I wasn't doing that till I was 14. I see some kids now, single digits, doing it. Crazy. I'm just talking off the top of my
They
head.
don't be out here even socializing. They don't be socializing for real no more. Not for
They
real.
really don't.
Cause
They're socializing
that headset don't
in a
count.
game. Can't tell them that.
So
Can't tell them that. Because they swear they bestest friend is built like a block. You know what I'm saying? These little ones. What is with roadblocks lately? I don't get that. That's crazy. These little ones and roadblocks. It's like Roblox did some juju, voodoo, whatever, and these kids are nuts about it. I ain't never heard about Robux so much in my life. Matter of fact, they said talk about it so much. I'm starting to think Robux was a new currency.
I can believe that.
Mm,
I mean, honestly, Roblox not even all that. Like, I mean, I played it a couple times here and there with like friends. I rarely played it by myself. I only played it twice by myself, and I was like, I might as well just play Fortnite. And I don't want to play Fortnite.
yeah. Again, I guess my last, hoorah was Call of Duty back in like
hmm
2013. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
After
you
that,
left in the prime year. That
yeah,
was a
yeah,
prime.
yeah. That's when I was a go getter. You know what I'm saying? But beyond that, and even now, like I can still get into it, but it just don't have the captivity like it used to. I don't know. The new one looks pretty cool, but
Facts.
it also looks like a reinvented wheel. It's like the iPhone.
Yeah, it really is. It is.
No jabs against iPhone or Apple users, but it's just that one that one
Not at
you
all.
see that one African comedian where he's like iPhone 17 looks like the iPhone 15, that looks like the iPhone 14.
You took me to a vault. I forgot about
Yeah, that's the one that
but
always
that is
says
facts.
Jesus Christ on the motorbike.
Yes, yes,
that
that was
guy is
accurate.
hilarious.
That was accurate.
Yeah, it was. It really was. When he said that, I was like, mm, yeah, okay, yeah, you know. So, but hey, I mean, if Jordan can get away with it,
Facts.
I mean,
So I'm about to say
that's
iPhone, what they drop twice a year?
what Jordan's
No, don't like iPhones drop like twice a year or like every
iPhone.
other like six
Yeah,
months. Like it's
twice a year and then like every other year because like I know that they after a while they leave them. They like listen. I know software wise, most software is backed up by the manufacturer for a lit. They usually do like a 5 year, kind of backup where they give you security codes, new patches, and things like that in the
mm,
background where they're gonna take care of you. And then after that, they're gonna. I've noticed iPhones or Apple users, they're forced. Their phone just stops working, or acting all funny, and like they're forced to get the new one. You know what I'm saying? Or the next to newest one, and it's like, yeah, that's their deal. Like, I don't know. I saw somebody the other day that had an HTC from 2010. It was still working. I was like, "Is that?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I've had this since like 2010, 2011." I was like, "How are you still getting support?" He's like, "Open source." That's Android though.
yeah, yeah,
That's a
for
whole
sure.
other story though. But yeah, man.
Facts,
Oh,
facts.
I'm telling you. But yeah, so well, that to me, I thought to think about that, and then all the other things like just being kept 365. You know what I'm saying? Because like some people that I saw leave this reality, I never thought would leave this reality. You know what I'm saying? Like even though I didn't even think about, and it's sad to say it like this, even though I didn't think about them, they weren't on my mind all day every day. When I did see it, I was like, whoa, they left. Okay, so they wasn't that far away from me. Matter of fact, I just found out. God rest him, and my true and deepest condolences to his family. I'm not going to say his name for that purpose. But I just found out that I had a friend and slash acquaintance that I knew, growing up since I was probably about 16, 17, somewhere around that area. He just passed away.
Mhm.
So, and we weren't that far away in age. Talking about a transition in mind. That really, I think death makes people mature on a very deeper level. Like it's an anchored mature that you can't get over. You know what I'm saying? No matter, especially when it
Mhm.
hits close to not home, but when it hits close to age. I know people say when it hits close to home, but
Mhm.
I hate to say it. Somebody that's 82 years old can die next door to me, and I'm be like, man, he lived a good life versus somebody that's 35, 42, 48 next to me and they pass away. I'm like, whoa. And working in the nursing home, I've noticed people go in threes, but every once in a while, especially between Thanksgiving and Christmas, sometimes it's an employee, what I'm saying, and not just a elder. And man, that throws me off. That happened this year. It was just like, oh, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, she was still one of my elders, but she wasn't living in the next, you know what I'm saying? She was going home like the rest of them did take back to work. So, you know, I think those type of transitions can be very deep and profound. Do you think that's a good thing to dwell on at the end of the year? Do you think it's a good morning, as people would say?
I would, I would like to think so. Honestly, that, even for those that we lost since COVID, just starting from 2020 up till now, I
Hmm.
still have to replay those that we lost, or just even those big uh public figures like celebrities like Kobe and them. I still find it
Yeah,
hard to accept. Well, not accept, but it's like hard to like kind of believe like how did he like
of all
he's
people.
gone. He's not here no more. Of all
And
people, him.
he was a goat.
And
He was really a goat. Like I couldn't argue. Like it's how people like Jordan or Kobe, and it's like, we go put that away. Like nobody ever really did that. Did you notice that it was LeBron when LeBron got on the scene? Like in the beginning, we all did the Kobe or Jordan, who's better. But then it was just like somehow we all just knew that there was like a level of respect. Because Kobe was the Lakers, Jordan was the Bulls. They both had GOAT status. You know what I'm saying? Jordan had his records, Kobe had his records. Nobody was like, well, who's better? Ooh. But no, but it was LeBron. Everybody now, Jordan or LeBron, please go sit down. To me, just at that point, go sit down. 'Cause if we
for
wasn't doing it about, you wasn't doing it about Kobe and LeBron, because you already knew what that was. And I mean, if Jordan was Kobe's mentor, please sit down twice. So, but anyway,
Man,
I'm just an outsider looking in. I know nothing about sports, so please don't take my opinion as concrete. I don't want the backlash. I'm good. I'll probably still get some
man,
backlash.
I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. All y'all that following them trends and all these topics, y'all not real basketball fans. I don't want to hear that. Y'all all casuals. I'm tired of y'all. And you
I stand with
mainstream artists. Nope, nope. I'm calling all y'all out. I don't care.
they call. I ain't even mad at you, man. I ain't even mad at you. Shoot.
That's the unk in me. That's the unk in me. My fault.
I ain't even mad at you. I ain't mad at you. So for 2026, uh, got school involved. Both of us on both ends. We're both students, which is that is a dope
Yes.
thing. Two students on break. What do? We go make an episode on a podcast on New Year's Eve. That's what we do, and we talk about the next year. So for you, when does the light of the tunnel? When is graduation for you?
Definitely the end of next year. So basically, by the time GTA 6 drop, I should be done. I should be done. So I'm gonna be playing that
Right, you hear
as a
me?
celebration.
So I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say happy birthday to me. Yeah, I mean, happy graduation to me. By the grace of God, I'll be graduated already by May, graduating sometime in April, or
Okay.
finishing up to
Okay.
graduate around that time, hopefully. But yeah, man. Okay, so I also took graphic arts and design. For someone who is just now transitioning from one field to graphic arts and design, how do you feel about that future transition? Do you feel like, yeah, I made the right step into something that I really like, or is it like, let me ride this out and see what happens?
It's a bit of both, but it started off with something new, and at this point right now, it feels like I'm kind of just let me just see it through because I came through the same crossroad prior to COVID, somewhere like 2017, 2016 ish.
Hmm.
So, but I decided to take the job that I was already working at, at the nursing home, and I was like, I'm getting full time, making all this bread. And looking back, I'm like, should have just finished school and just kind of seen where that would have took me. But now I'm like, I've seen this before. It's easier to just stick with the job and say F school. So I was like, no, I'm actually enjoying this. So I was like,
Yeah.
let me go all, let me commit all the way through. So it is, let me just finish the rest and just see how it plays out. But initially, this was the plan. I wanted to just do something different. And it feels like it's like a new experience every day, every day. I'm learning something new. And that's the
Yeah, I
best
think
part about
yeah, I agree with you on that one because even like going from text to actually seeing it in person because I'm in nursing school and like I said, I've done it also in graphic arts and design. And like you said, just learning new commands, learning how to place certain things, how to use a color grid, you know what I'm saying? Or a color wheel. People don't know much about color wheels unless they usually paint the wall. And so, when you get to learn, the difference between purple and indigo, to me as a man, it's like, ooh, I can tell the difference. Ha ha, I'm fancy. You know, because come on now, because most of us be like purple blue.
not for yeah, yeah.
So the fact that I was able to get that far and then to, like I said, get into a little bit of graphic art design. Now being in nursing school and still just learning new things. It's like, okay, this is why I showed up to class. Because otherwise, what I'm saying, I'm going to sleep or, what I'm saying, I'm going to get frustrated. I'm not coming back.
Yeah,
But the fact that it clicks is like, okay, cool. Especially when, you're one of the few of you, whether it be by skin color or by gender, one of the few of you that's in the class. You know what I'm saying? And now you seem smart. You like, yay, I did it for my people. Wakanda forever. But anyway, I couldn't help it. I had to. Oh, no, man, but yeah. So tell me, is there anything in 2025 that has profoundly changed your perception as a grown black man? Just honestly and out there, raw, as a grown black man in America, in the lunatic city that you're in, has anything profoundly changed your perception? Maybe not your reality, but definitely your eyes on how you see things.
definitely. These new generational kids, both good and bad. I can't stand them, but at the same time, you can also learn a lot from 'em if you find the right ones. Because most of
Yeah.
them, monkey see, monkey do, like anybody else, most of the lost people. But at the same time, it also show you how talented a lot of these young kids are, and they don't know because they looking at it like I'm just hanging with friends. I'm like, sir, ma'am, they, whatever you want to be called,
Uh-huh.
I need you to lock in because what you got is potential. Like you could do something. You can go to the major leagues with this.
Yeah, and you
Nah,
know,
just something I
yes.
do every day.
You know,
If
is
I had
that
your
where
skills,
so are you admitting to age where they would say the youth is wasted on the young?
not you. What you say the AI?
Well, I've been saying so. Because I've gone through it too, where I'm looking at this new generation. I'm like, got so much potential. You don't
Yeah,
understand. You can go through the roof, but I have to also take a step back and say, is this because of my now because I'm aging, or I'm at the fact to where I'm like the youth is wasted on the young. Even though in my eyes, I'm still young. I don't care what nobody says.
right, right.
I'm still
The
young. I bet, right? I'll see. I'll do a playback of that later. And I caught it too. Then someone to the eye roll and everything. I can do it rolling right now. Yeah, but yeah, no,
man,
that I wonder, so do we say that now because we once were there, and especially me. I'll never forget this one dude walked up to me and
yeah,
asked me if I wanted to paint and if I knew how to box. And I was like, I got a job, and just got up and walked away. He's like, I was trying to offer you a job in training. And I was like, whatever. But now I think about it, I'm like, what happened if I would have listened to him? Because I'm pretty sure at that moment he was having a Eustace wasted on a young moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm over here like, man, I'm the shit right now. Like, leave me alone.
man. Yeah, yeah. Actually, funny as you say that because I actually had a moment like that in elementary. I was like, what was I thinking? I could have just, who knows what I would have done if I stayed on it. And that was me
Yeah.
playing the saxophone. I did it for 1 year,
Mm,
and I was like, I'm tough. I don't care. I'm retired. I'm done. You ain't got to do it no
good.
more.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah. What
I
was I
should have just
really
kept
doing?
going.
What was I really doing? Yeah. I get it. I get it.
But I do feel like because we're older, I do feel I see I can understand like how you said where it's like I was there before, so I can
Hmm.
like identify like I understand you kind of just having like the first time feeling free of being a quote unquote grown person, but it's like you technically still a kid, bro. But
Hmm.
because I'm sure
Yeah.
looking like, you're not the one paying for your classes, right? You know you're not paying for it, right? So they look at me like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm like, so you're technically still a child if we're being honest.
But
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 you know,
and again, we talk about transition. I'm glad that was the big topic because I think like you hit something on the nail right there. You're not paying. It seems like that maturity. Like you get that first bill and you're like,
what's up?
how to get my name? Like, how y'all know me? Like, we don't know you, but we know your wallet. Please, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Facts.
Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. So I think for me, first bills, yeah, it was like what? I kind of was shocked because I was like, how did I accumulate that? And besides buying something from a restaurant or a store, that was, only time I was paying. But then I got a phone bill. We talk about this is the time where you don't call me till after 7 and weekends.
Mm-hmm.
You call me before 7
Yep.
and before the weekend. You messing up my 500 minutes. I only got 3 to 500 minutes, and you messing it up. No first 30 seconds. You gotta be quick. And you be, hey, what's up, man? Hey, nah. I'm gonna call you back at 7:30.
No, for
I'll
real.
call you.
You
I'll call
you
you back
gotta
at
be
seven
in and
thirty.
out.
You hear me? It gotta be
I do miss
what? It's Bob. We out of baby. It's a boy. I tell people that one all the time. Like we were trying to be that precise in the '90s, where we were all kind of. It's Bob. We out of baby. It's a boy. Who was that? No one. It was Bob. They had a baby. It's a boy. Like, but they were scamming the collect call. You know what I'm saying? And it's an old commercial, but man, when I saw that, I was like, man, yeah, people be like that. You know what I'm saying? I think I lost my thought, but it's all good. It's all good. We actually went further than I thought we were gonna go, but I'm gonna go ahead and land it with this transition. And look, I got my where I saw you, and I was there too. Even though I was, in school preaching, I had just came off of that comfortable kick of just being a CNA for a while. You know what I'm saying? And cruising and being able to afford a modest lifestyle until I just couldn't anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what pushed me towards school. So, but yeah, definitely trying to continue to get to graduation from here. I wanted to get more into support, but we'll talk about that next time because I definitely believe transition without support is chaos, it's destruction. And I believe that, you definitely need some type of mentor, somebody to be nowadays, whether it be, watching somebody's video or actually, reaching out to somebody. I think you definitely need somebody to look up or out into, in order to see your next steps. But, definitely, because like for me,
Mm.
when I was, learning Linux, there was this guy that his name is Ben, but he has his brand is Chuck Network, and I watched all his videos because his coding and then his script writing for Linux was phenomenal to me, and the attitude was there. You know what I'm saying? I needed the attitude. I needed to, and he broke it down the right way. So I really appreciated his videos. Now, will I buy his coffee? Maybe. Will I buy him some coffee? Definitely, if I ever meet him. Will that happen? Probably not. So at the end of the day, I am thankful for his perception, which helped me transition to get my certificate. But yeah, and then of course all the teachers that I have now, I'm not going to go through all that, but I have some phenomenal teachers, especially coming up in this season, man, that I know I'm going to be thankful for their already the transition that they're going to turn me into a student nurse to actual nurse. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be really cool to see because I don't know what Nurse Thomas looks like. I've been getting hints, but I don't know what he looks like yet. And I can't wait to meet him. So, is there a certain field that you're going to go for in graphic design? Are you looking to be like, a project manager or something like that?
Honestly, initially I was like, I just want to do the, like you said, like a little office job where I can just do exactly what they tell me, like sketch this or like make some thumbnails here and there. So like, I'm like, I bet and show it to them. No, but the thing is, I'm not the one to kind of just sketch. I kind of have to be inspired. Like I have to, it's like I have to like get warmed up to start doing that type of stuff. But it got
Yeah.
to the point where I'm like, maybe if I do stuff like interiors, like designers or measurements and stuff like that, because it's done with numbers and such. I'm like, I could do something in that field in particular. Not too
Yeah.
much on the animation aspect of. Not saying I can't do it, but again, I know my where I'm at versus everybody else. So
Right.
I'm gonna have to go on overdrive to even be decent compared to what, like I said, the younger people can do. So now when it comes to like you said, the coloring, the positioning, now that I could lean more into because it's like, how we are observe, like we observe the details, like little to everything. So
Yes. Yes.
that most likely would be my lane if I'm going to actually choose something. It's like I'm gonna be like behind the desk doing that type of stuff. But
Hmm.
honestly, even after this degree and stuff like that in the job, I'm want to do other things too, even outside of this. Like I want to just do everything I told myself. What if I did it? I don't care. I'm not going to think what if. I'm going to just do it. So
Hmm.
that's the whole. That's the approach that I'm doing when it comes to what I want to do or what I think of wanting to do starting in 2026. I'm finna just start doing it. I just need to set up some kind of like a plan or routine or a schedule and just commit to it.
Hey.
We'll just see how it, we'll see. We'll see how it plays.
Okay. That's what's up, bro. Look, hey, many blessings on your path in 2026. You know what I'm saying? And, just remember the greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Real talk. Like I said, 2026, I definitely want to open up more onto, recognizing, my Lord and Savior. Also, what I'm saying, at the end of it, allowing him to just show me the true and correct path to walk. Cause later on in the year, we'll definitely bring up some topics where I can definitely divulge into some things that I've heard recently that's just like, yeah, definitely need to talk about this more. But beyond that, man, I do appreciate you coming through. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give you guys a piece. We will see you guys next year. I promise.
For sure.
Really, just an hour away on our end. Dude, man, I can't believe it happened this fast. And just as fast as it's happening, we're gonna see by next year this time what we look like. And next year this time we'll probably be able to do a pretty decent countdown of some episodes. So that'll be kind of dope. But until then, I'm gonna log off, my friends. I'm gonna holler at you, my guy. You guys, y'all stay
Yeah,
blessed, y'all
later,
stay
bro.
safe. If y'all need any help, please reach out to him first. We'll talk to y'all later.
And I'm gonna send you to the Lord.